Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Slay the Princess. We have one vessel left to obtain before she has her awakening. Whew. I'm excited and kind of nervous.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Onwards and
You
downwards.
make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Alright, in we go. Let's take that blade.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
I don't really have a plan for this one. Just gonna grab the blade and go down there. Maybe we try talking to her first? I don't know.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. Good. You're still listening to reason.
Do we slay her? Do we slay her and then see what happens? Just take it from there?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I haven't decided yet. I'm just here to talk. I don't know. What do I want to say?
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat.
Have we done a run where I've just dropped the knife? I don't know that I have.
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
She's gonna kill us. That's bad. I made a bad choice.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward. A relationship? Are you coming on to me as if there's only one meaning to the word? How would I get you out of here? I'm here because you're supposed to end the world. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that? What is your name? How long have you been down here? I would like to know what her name is. Do you know why I'm here to kill you? Okay, we've talked enough. What is your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Her name is the Princess. I should have known.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Yeah, this is pretty awkward.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
I have my reasons. You think I'd just come here to kill someone without even knowing why? That'd be ridiculous. Do you know why I'm here to kill you? You're supposed to end the world. I've been told things, but I'm not sure what to believe. I like that, but apparently you're going to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
You got kind of a creepy look on your face, though.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Deflect. What are you going to do if I let you out of here? But told enough. She has killed me several times, so I think we know why, but... I was hoping you'd tell me. No, but I'm sure there are the reasons for keeping that information secret from me. No, and if I'm being honest, I'm inclined to trust you more than I'm inclined to trust them. I see... there's so many options here.
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully sooner.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
I still have a few more questions before I decide what to do. Slay the princess. Actually, I changed my mind. I don't trust you. Or examine the chains. I'll see what I can do. I do kind of have a few more questions, but let's just take a look at those chains.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
See, I think you're doing that to me on purpose.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there, and if not, maybe at least I can find something to break you free. That's interesting. If there isn't any key, do you have any ideas? Oh, I like both of those.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
I was going to say we're not going to find a key, but that's even more true than I realized, because we're not even allowed to leave. Forgot about that part.
Is someone else here?
It's the narrator.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Ooh. I want to give it a shot. Let's take another, no pun intended. Let's take another stab at trying to save the princess. We at least kind of talked to her and kind of, we were honest. We told her what's going on. She's not quite as like innocent and doughy-eyed, hopefully, as the damsel was. Let's try to save her.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh.
Oh.
The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
She didn't so much as utter a sound.
Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world.
You're just the narrator, though. You're not supposed to have agency in this story.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Well, I guess we warn her? This is new.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
I mean, we're gonna have to slay her one way or the other, right? Like, we're not gonna be able to fight it off forever. Let's try to resist, maybe?
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes.
Yo, alright, this is interesting.
I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
This is the end, isn't it?
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
I hope so, too. Alright, well. We saved her. Kind of. In a different way from last time. Like the other time that we've saved her. The prisoner, alright.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So I wonder who's hanging out with us now.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying.
See, this feels good. A lot of this game feels like it's me against the narrator more than anything else. If we can get the princess on our side too, like, that's cool. I don't know how this is gonna go, but welcome aboard, Skeptic.
I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago. Those are two very different... Let's say, if you're back here, the absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess.
Because we didn't listen to him, and then the narrator's the one who tried to kill us. Well, he tried to force us to kill her. That's what got us killed.
You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
Sure you are.
Anyway, I believe your second question, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Of course there weren't any... Yes, but if it's the latter, do you think that...
What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul.
Yep, that's a good point. I like the Skeptic.
Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are.
You're talking in circles.
No, I'm talking in facts.
Alright, let's go to the cabin.
A warning, before you go any further. She will lie.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink.
I like that he said wink. I'm just gonna skip a lot of this stuff because we have heard it all recently.
Did you just say wink out loud?
No, I didn't. Wink.
Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess. The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
Oh, this is cool.
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I wonder if we could just not take the blade this time. I think I'm gonna try that. First, we gotta deal with the mirror.
Very different. Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely.
Now isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. So focus up.
Alright, let's go approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago,
and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Oh, it'll be back eventually. Nah, let's not take the blade. We did have to use the blade to free her before things went sideways. If this whole place is even more of a prison, she's probably even more locked up than previously. So maybe we do need the blade. again. I don't know. Let's just leave it here.
I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade.
Never mind.
We're in a dangerous situation, and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon.
All right, cool. I respect the skeptic.
Are you sure? She killed us with it last time. What if she turns it against us again?
Yes, I'm sure, and I've already got a plan for that.
Still with those past life delusions, are we? I hope part of that plan is don't give the world any monstrosity your only weapon, because unless you've decided to arm the princess, I don't think you need to worry about her having a weapon.
Peachy, we'll be fine.
Okay. I'm trusting you.
Hang on. Wait, don't I get to say here? What's the big idea?
Normally, yeah, but not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we go.
Wonderful. You do exactly that, sweeping the knife from the table before proceeding to the basement. Don't worry about it. We have a knife, so what? It's not like we have to use it. No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless. Moving on. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs
Holy
and
moly.
lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
That's wild. She's she's not gonna be so easy to free this time.
So much for cutting her out of here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
Yeah, I think there's always one of those, though.
That was there last time too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. Do you see how locked up she is? I'm just gonna leave her here. Leave the princess in the basement. I don't want to like leave her. I don't want to like bank on the narrator like locking the door on us again though. I don't know. We could just slay her and let's go sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
I love that her crown changes. That's something I haven't really been paying attention to in all the runs, but I noticed that with the razor, with all the blades. That's so cool. I just like all the little details. Oh, such a good game.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease. You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
That's a great question. My intentions, what do you mean? I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that? What happened after I died last time? That other chain on the wall, who's it for? I think I know the answer to that. What would you have me do? I think I'm just going to leave you here, actually. You're not much of a threat to anyone locked up like that. Bye, leave the princess in the basement, or slay the princess. My intentions, what do you mean?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, so I'm afraid my only way out is surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck?
Or does she think she'd survive a beheading? You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her. Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
Oh, I'm so curious about where this is going to end up. How am I supposed to cut you out if you didn't notice your head's in a shackle too? Do you remember me being here before?
Oh? Are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have brought it up. Ah, crap.
It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
Oh, alright, we're learning a little bit more about what's going on here.
A contingency for what?
For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
Now hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles.
I don't know if any of this thumping is coming through on the microphone. Sorry about that. I have a very happy cat here. He just ate some dinner, came over here, rubbed his face on my hand, chomped on my hand real hard, kind of hurt, and then's rubbing his face on the microphone. So sorry about that. Way to kind of ruin the mood. Oh, he's just happy. He's just happy to be here.
I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle.
So he does know every time. He doesn't, like, know necessarily what we went through, but he is aware of the possibility that we could be here on a loop, on a follow-up journey. Huh.
And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative.
Yeah, I guess the narrator, like, to be fair for the narrator, there is some, like, existential dread to the thought that, like, he failed and was annihilated once before.
That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright?
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark?
The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much.
See, but, like, my minds are already... Minds? Oh, no. I don't have multiple minds. I swear there's just one of me. My mind is already in dangerous waters. I've gone through this many times. More so than even, like, the hero understands.
Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
I won't.
Fine, but you won't get another word from me on the matter.
Yeah, sure. We'll see about that.
Alright, it's kind of fun having the skeptic here with us.
Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
What happened after the last one?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows?
It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work.
And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
Alright, who's the other chain for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Like, is that an option, though? Like, am I... Can we just sit here and rot in the dungeon together forever? Is that how this love story ends? I don't want to inspect it. How am I supposed to cut you out? Because your head is also in a shackle.
No. Like I trust you to come any closer with that knife. All you're going to do is hand it to me and watch me work.
But she would have to cut her head off, right? She can't be suggesting that. She certainly seems confident. Maybe she knows something we don't.
She's probably going to kill us, but I don't know.
Or maybe you should consider the most likely scenario. She's bluffing so she can disarm you. Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us. So, what should we do? I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons. Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world, and she might use it to kill you. That doesn't sound great. What about the pros? There are none. The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. And whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
Yeah, I'm kind of with the skeptic on this one. I think messing with the narrator is in our best interest. But I don't know. Oh. Oh, okay, so we got some options now. Inspect the shackle. I'm not giving you the weapon. Do you realize that I have as much reason to distrust you as you have to distrust me, right? I'm not giving you the weapon, in case you've forgotten. You killed me with it last time. I can cut you out of here. I'm not going to give you the weapon. Okay, I'm trusting you, and then we give it to her. If you want to leave, I'm going to be the one with the weapon. Deal with it, and then we go try to cut her out on our own. Or we leave, or we slay the princess. You did successfully kill me with it last time. She's gonna bring up that I tried to kill her, but let's do this anyway.
But sure, let's talk about what happened. Because what happened is exactly my issue.
Yeah, because I tried to stab her, thanks to the narrator.
The last time we met, your body tried to kill me. If you take a moment to imagine yourself in my position, I think you'll understand why letting you near me with that thing is untenable. So, be a good bird and hand it over. And if being nice isn't enough motivation, well, I think you're aware that I'm not afraid to resort to violence. If you come near me with that thing, I will strangle you with these chains.
She doesn't beat around the bush, does she? Yes, it's almost like she's a fundamentally bad person who wishes to inflict pain on others. Or it's another bluff.
No hard feelings, of course, but you should be aware of my position.
Let's just inspect this lone shackle while we're in the middle of all this.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. And why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle, and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is? And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it? I don't know. Maybe it will. He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
That might be taking things a little too far, Skeptic, but... Alright.
But what if he's telling the truth? He isn't. I am.
Oh, this is like such a stupid idea. Let's inspect it.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next.
Oh no!
What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad. Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time. Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement. Excuse me? Yes? Are we stuck here now?
Well, that seems incredibly contrived.
Yes.
The achievement was, become a prison of your own mind. Yeah. Or become a prisoner of your own mind, I guess.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now? Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve. That's horrible. It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information. Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch? No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
See, I think it's kind of a red herring, but... whatever, man.
No.
She didn't know this was going to happen to us. Alright. So we're both stuck here.
Yep.
You must think I'm an idiot, huh? Whoa, now what do we do?
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
What a way to go. You're not one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
That's rude. You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring. There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing. But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it. How exactly does that work? It just does. But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again.
I do love the way the narrator just... like, I like when the characters cut each other off. I like the way the narrator is just kind of doing his own thing, using the narration to sort of like twist the knife in us a little bit, just jabbing at us a little bit. Oh, this game is very well written. I really am enjoying this a lot.
And let me guess, the cabin remains the same. If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work. I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
Also, how are we, like, not dead? How are we all still alive in here? Hey, have you noticed the basement changing?
I don't like small talk, remember?
Still rude.
I did at least try to save you. Doesn't that count for anything?
You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls. That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
She hasn't starved? I guess she hasn't. Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass.
Oh, the blade is gone.
Until suddenly, there are no walls. And then... I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us. So this is the outside world. It's cold.
And he just left. So we're done. Yeah, we're done. Alright. Huh. Not the ending I was expecting. But you do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Let's take a look. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze, and then you see it. A figure. Is that it? Faint and veiled in the shadow, just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
I was afraid of that. A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. I was wondering about that. There was less and less and less of us, I think, every time we got here, every time we looked in the mirror. I was wondering if we would ever run out of us. Is that like a bird creature? I see like your eye, but like you got teeth or claws or something? What is going on there? So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever see you. What are you? Are you something like me? If you're not me, then what are you? I have so many questions for you. Does it hurt when pieces of you break off like that? Whoa, was the narrator the mirror? I'm sorry. I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions? Every time I ask you something, it's like a piece of you breaks. Are you a part of me or are you something else? You're the one who wanted me to slay the princess. Why? I've met you so many times. Have you been the same you all along? I wasn't supposed to see this, was I? What is this place? Where are we? Or I could destroy the mirror. Oh, there's so many questions. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you.
The narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions?
We've already crossed the point of no return. There's no saving me now. Not that there's ever been much of me to save.
What are you?
Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo. Likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
This is wild. This is crazy. Others like you. You've said something like that before. Has every narrator really been different?
Of course. That is by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Any time you failed, any time you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon, and then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
Oh, jeez. Oh, there's so many questions. Oh my gosh, there's so many more questions. We're getting new ones. Just take a moment here and go through these again. Do you have anything to say for yourself for all your hubris after everything you've done to us? Do you think anyone deserves to live? I have so many more questions for you. Does it hurt when the pieces break off like that? Every time I ask you something, it's like a piece of you breaks. Are you part of me or are you something else? He told us he's an echo. So you do know about the looping. So many of the times I've met you, you denied it as even being a possibility. Why did you lie to me? If you made me, then what am I? I wasn't supposed to see all this, was I? He already answered that. What is the princess? Did you make her too? The people out there beyond the walls of the construct, do they know about this? Do they know what you want me to do to them? And what is my true identity? Yeah, that.
You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
I don't want to be a god, I want to be me. Or, oh, a god, I always knew I was special. So are you a part of me, or are you something else? Are you a god, or were you a god? What is the princess? Did you make her too? Why would you want to rid the world of death? I'm pretty sure death is good, actually. Important, even. Who cares about dying? I've died plenty of times. How am I supposed to rid the world of death? I feel like we're running out of questions that we can ask him here. What is the princess?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can.
Yeah, that's pretty apparent that she becomes whatever we perceive her to be. Specifically, whatever new aspect of our mind gets generated. However it perceives her. Okay.
So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
If you made us, I want you to know that this has been torture. Do you know how things, or do you know that things won't just be worse if I destroy her? What would it be like to live in a world without her? We've already kind of seen that, right? The world without change. That was, quote unquote, the good ending. Does anyone else know about this? Does anyone else know about us? I have so many questions for you. Why couldn't you have told me all of this from the very start? I would have helped you destroy her. If she's capable of becoming whatever people believe her to be, can't I just will her into something small? How did you die? Why did you make her a princess? Of all things, why is she a princess? Why couldn't she be an ant or a slice of soggy bread? That's a good question. How am I supposed to destroy an abstract concept? What if neither of us leaves this place? Does that work? Can we just stay here together and leave the people out there alone? I think death is a good thing.
If that's your belief, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you can't grasp the abject horror of dying.
We've got, what, like 3 more questions, maybe? If I destroy her, won't I be alone? Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, I hate that it just keeps adding more questions. But I have died plenty of times.
Yes, you will. But it will all be worth it.
Okay, so we will be alone if we get rid of her. Why will it be worth it? What? Oh, we only have like a couple left. Why is she a princess?
I didn't make her a princess, but I wove the idea of her into something your scattered mind could fathom. You chose for that something to be a princess.
This has been torture.
The inevitability of death is torture. I would gladly put 2 infinite beings through what you've been through to spare infinite lives from oblivion.
Death of the author. Run out of questions. Alright, well. I think you're out of time. I'm not going to slay her. And I want you to know that before you die for good. Rest easy, I'm going to destroy her. Lie. Rest easy, I'm going to destroy her. I love that. I do love when games do that. When it's like, here's 2 identical dialogue choices, but one of them just has parentheses lie in front of it. Like, oh, that's some good stuff right there. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I still have to see what she thinks about all of this. Or would we just let him go?
I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and nascent god. And it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. All right. Proceed to the cabin one last time. A guarded vessel. Bring the prisoner to her. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. Okay.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
That's wild. Okay.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
This is wild. Alright. I've missed you too. Do you know about the Echo? Did you hear our conversation? I'm the Long Quiet, but I don't really know what that means and what happens now. I'm the Long Quiet. I don't know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
Do you know about the Echo?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
Alright, what happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the Echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh. Oh, all right, here we go. Let's read everything out once before we choose. There's so many stories we left unfinished. Can we really just leave? Don't you have a say in all this? Why is all of this falling on me? Because that's the role that was assigned to me. Let's talk this through. I still have so many questions, and I need answers before I can make a choice. If I let you out, an entire world ends for good. I can't do that. If you were always going to become this, then what was the point of me doing anything? Did it even matter what roads I walked, if all of them would have led to this moment? There has to be another way. This can't just come down to me either destroying you or letting you out. I won't let it. I like that. I told you what was going to happen when we reached this point, and then we could slay the princess. Or we can just slay the princess. I think it's time for us to leave this place, but I don't know how to leave or where to go. Can we just really leave? Is that allowed?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end. Pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
I don't think I can just let the world end, though.
If you're saying that, it's because you don't yet understand. But we cannot use words alone to grasp at things that words cannot express. And you cannot rationalize with logic that which defies it. Violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
Oh no. I just forfeit all my other choices,
To
didn't I?
question everything is to deny the truth in front of you. By believing in your suffering, you make your suffering real. By believing in your limitations, you placed a shackle on your neck.
Is this gonna depend on like what I did, what I chose? Because I did literally put a shackle in my neck earlier.
Bound for
Yeah.
eternity, you saw the need for impermanence. And it was through that need that you carved our freedom. Without impermanence, the suffering of living things is infinite. Would you strip my gifts away and leave everyone to suffer in the dark?
Oh my gosh, there's so much more going on here than what I was prepared for. Address this vessel's statement directly. Appeal to your shared humanity. You speak about life and death, and change and stagnation. But that isn't what any of this has been about. I think that's what all of this has been about, but okay. Reject your authority. You've done nothing but lecture me since the minute I got here. Argue your independence. You act as though the world can't exist without you, but I've existed without you. Reject her perspective. I won't engage with an argument that favors death and suffering. Remain silent. Oh, this is fascinating. I wanna pick the explore option. Would you strip my gifts away and leave everyone to suffer in the dark? They'll get over it. They'll see your end as a gift in time. No, that would be torture.
It would. Our purpose is to be and to experience, and their purpose is the same. To be permanent is to cease. To be paused is to be trapped.
Are we gonna get an opportunity to address each of the different vessels?
A boundless torrent of blades cut you from boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel all of it.
We are. We're gonna, oh my gosh. We're at the final boss. We gotta go through all of them. Oh no.
On and on it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts, are not you. Alive, dead, then alive and dead, all at once. You learn to put yourself away, and in your stillness you rose above me. You died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives, and yet it is all so far behind you. I pushed you to a greatness you never would have reached without me.
Reject her perspective. I won't engage with violence. I get it. There's no need for us to keep fighting. I'll leave with you. I just don't know how. Stop the fight early and surrender. Oh, jeez. If you hadn't snatched that body away, we would have killed each other. We were self-destructive. That is kind of a good point. It felt so good to finally win, even if it was going to cost me my life. Even if the journey was agony, The end gave the struggle meaning. Ooh. I kind of like that one.
And even then, what we saw was not an ending. When I thought I had reached an unconquerable peak, you showed me how much further I could still climb.
This is interesting. I'm not entirely sure what my goal is or whether I'm making progress towards it or not. I think we're trying to slay the princess and prove to her that like death is a bad idea, but I don't know.
A trick behind your back and a trick behind mine. We dance, revolving and revolving around each other, but forever stuck in place. We both move, and yet we both don't. For each of us watches the other instead of ourselves. But forever is not forever. I move and you react, and both of us break the other. But broken is only a moment in time.
It's fun now that I know to like look for the crowns and stuff. You can see like the twisted branches and vines and stuff. Forever's not forever. I move, and you react, both of us break the other.
To change is to hold the potential to rise above. Would you limit yourself to what you are now? Or would you like to see what you might become tomorrow?
With time, we could have been even better. With time, we could have been better. I have already come so far. What more is there left for me to see? If there are no endings, there are no limits. If there are no limits, then there's no difference between growth and decay. I don't agree with that. I think with time we could have been better. I don't know.
And there is always time. Your lover drives a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? Love melted into skepticism, and you pulled back layer after layer after layer, until all you were left with was the knowledge that you did not know me. You sought the truth then. Will you hide from it, now that it is within your grasp?
I have no desire to hide, but the truth can be made better. If destroying you is what it takes, then so be it. I don't want to hide from the truth. There was probably like a correct answer, like, you bringing death into the world is bad, that I should be going for each of these, but I don't know.
I am so deeply woven into the threads of this reality that I cannot imagine it without me. Perhaps there is a better world to build. But you cannot know until you see it. Are you so sure in your blind optimism that you would shatter all of creation?
Can you say with certainty what shape a world without you will take? I don't want that world to come to pass. You didn't give me much choice. Yeah, I don't know about this.
And yet still you chose. To be capable of change is to be capable of choice.
Yeah, I think I lost that. As the clash between you abates, you begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
I never wanted to fight you, but how do we leave? I can't let that happen. I can't let everything die. Slay the princess. I have to fight for a better world. I'm so sorry. Slay the princess. You are cruelty itself, and I cannot let you exist. Slay the princess. I don't know what the answer is, but there has to be something else. It can't be this. I won't kill you, but I won't let you free. You've done everything you can to make me understand your perspective, but you keep dismissing mine. If you think you can change me, then I must be able to change you. Ooh, I like that. I never wanted to fight you. How do we leave? Okay, I'm ready to go, but how do we leave? What do you think happens if we leave here? It's easy to believe in the things that you believe in when you get to sit above it all. Above it all. What do you think happens if we leave?
This universe dies, and a new one is born. And that one dies, and a new one is born. And you and I get to witness it all, weaving a tapestry of life wherever we go.
Easy to believe all that when you are not a part of it.
It is from my vantage point that I can see the totality of truth.
See, I think there's another option here. If you think you can change me, then I must be able to change you.
What I offer you is not perspective. It is truth.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone.
Yo, the hero's here! Hey, maybe we can do this. Alright, well, that changes things. Which hero are you? You have no idea how good it is to hear you. I can do this alone. No. Where is everyone else? How are you supposed to help? I thought the voices weren't allowed in here. I thought you died whenever I looked in the mirror. No, he's a part of us. He's always been a part of us. You have no idea how good it is to hear you.
It's good to be here. She's too many things all at once out here. If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get through all of that divine confidence. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
Are we going to slay the princess? Is that what we're gonna do?
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
No. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Then let's go.
Okay. We have a
And
cabin.
here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it?
It's her. The shifting mound all around us.
Do you need me to describe things?
I like that for old time's sake. Is it just you and me? Did anyone else make it here? Is the narrator really gone? We take the blade or we go. Is the narrator really gone?
Yeah, it's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him, I don't think it could handle you waking up to godhood. Pretty sure he got obliterated.
I don't actually know how to feel about him being gone. It's funny, after everything he put us through, kind of sad to see him go. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Yeah, it's complicated. He put us through hell, but he's been part of us since the very beginning, hasn't he?
Is it just us?
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
Yeah, you want to describe it? Just for old time's sake, you know?
Yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's a cabin, yeah? There isn't much here, just a table and a knife and a door. And some windows.
I love how just like it's so much more casual than the way the narrator was describing it every time. The pristine blade, you'll want this if you want to do this properly, etc., you know?
There's no mirror, either. I think you broke it. And I know you're still trying to find some middle ground, but if things go south, we're going to need that blade.
Oh, there's got to be a middle ground, though. I don't want to take the blade.
No blade it is. I'm not sure what we'll be able to do without it, but your judgment has gotten us this far. The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
Have you figured out what you want to do yet, or are you going to keep trying to find a center that doesn't exist?
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us. And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
And there you are. Hands empty. So you don't feel like recreating our first meeting detail for detail. I wonder what else will be different. Maybe there's still room for us to chat before the final curtain call. What do you say?
This is so intense. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, it keeps going. Oh, it's so good to finally see you again. I'm sorry for all the times I've hurt you. I don't think I want to be a god. Are you the same as you are out there? Which princess are you? You look like you did the first time we met. Is this the real you? So now that we're here at the end of everything, could you finally tell me your name? None of us was ever really fair for each other, was it? None of this was ever really fair for... let's try that again. You know what? I'm just going to take a sip of water. There's a lot going on, all right? There's a lot to parse here. None of this was ever really fair for either of us, was it? What do you think of her? What she wanted us to be? What if we just leave? I like that. Oh my gosh. You look like you did the first time we met. Is this the real you? I love her crown.
I'm the same princess that's been with you since the beginning. And I feel real. But I also feel like I'm a lot more than I was then. We've been through a lot together. I don't think there's anything more real than that.
Are you the same as you are out there?
I don't know. I'm a part of her, I think. But she's seen so much more than we have. Like, she's seen everything, right? I don't think I could hold all of that without losing myself. I don't think you could either.
What do you think of her? What she wanted us to be?
I don't think she's the sort of thing you can really disagree with. It doesn't matter if she's right or wrong because she exists. She's this big, unrelenting force, and there's no arguing with her. But I guess that was the question out there, wasn't it? And it was the question before you came down here, too. Should she get to exist? I'm glad you didn't bring that knife with you.
Me too.
And like I said earlier, I don't really want to be her. I think I just want to be me.
Yeah, I'm happy not to be everything. Just being us is plenty.
Yeah, this wasn't really fair for either of us, was it?
No, it really wasn't. But just because it hasn't been fair doesn't mean that it hasn't been worth it. I'm really glad I got to know you.
Well, it's good to finally see you again.
Right back at you. In a way, it hasn't been much time at all, but it feels like it's been forever since I've seen you. Thanks for coming back.
Am I still a weird bird person? Where's that option? I am sorry for all the times I hurt you.
Well, you did stab me to death as soon as we met. But it's not like I'm completely innocent. We both took things a little far. Still, apology accepted.
You know, when she puts it like that...
Yeah. I don't think I want to be a god.
Doesn't matter what we call ourselves. It's just another label, and I don't think labels have ever helped us. All they do is cram us into boxes where we don't fit. Just like this cabin.
So now, at the end of all of this, I feel like I should ask her name.
I never had one. And do not call me the Shifting Mound. It's too much. But I've always been a princess to you, right? So why don't we stick with that? And as for you, well, hero works for me.
But that's me. You know, I think I like that.
I think I couldn't be here without the hero, so that seems very fitting. So what happens if we just leave?
Do you know where this cabin is? Because I don't. I don't even know what's supposed to be outside other than us. What would even happen if we leave? What would that even mean?
Oh my gosh. Just take her hand? I don't know, but I've always wanted to leave with you. Just didn't like being a god. I want to walk through that cabin door as we are, just you and me. I mean, I know that there's like, a hill, and if we go down a little bit, there's like a forest. That's about it. That's about all I know. Not knowing what it means is why I want it. We knew everything out there, but we don't know this. And I want to know this. Like, more importantly, I want to continue not knowing. Well, like, I want to know this, but I want to not know all the other stuff. It doesn't matter what happens or what it means. What matters is that we're leaving together, and that's all I want.
You know what? Yeah, I want that too.
I think I'm gonna stay right here. Whatever you're doing right now, wherever you're going, it feels like it's for just the two of you.
Yeah, are you going to be okay here by yourself?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'll be alone for too long anyways. The others are still around here somewhere. I'll find them.
You lead, and the princess follows, and together, you leave the basement behind for the last time. It's quiet as you ascend, a comfortable silence, filling a space that used to be flooded with violence and words and noisy thoughts. But there's an energy in the silence, an electricity, the anticipation of the unknown. At the top of the stairs, the princess stalls, eyes fixed on the cabin door. You can see a tension seize her. She's unsure of herself for the first time in her long and short existence. She has no part to play anymore, and she knows this, yet she still is. And then she crosses the room to the door outside. You follow her confident steps.
This is it. I have no idea what it's going to be like out there. Not that I'm scared or anything. It's exciting, really. Anything could happen. And if it's bad, then it won't be bad. Not with you.
Yo, I still have the creepy, lizard bird arm. And what happens next? Whatever it is, you'll face it together.